Hi guys, welcome back to the Shannon Show podcast. Hello if you're new. So today's episode is going to be a review of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 12, Episode 6. And I guess you could say it's the most anticipated episode of the season, Snatch Game. So obviously last week Nikki went. She was obviously quite a popular character. And I guess the general consensus was that people were sad to see her go and they thought that perhaps Aiden Zane should have went. As I said in my last podcast, I think Aiden definitely did a decent job this week and deserved to stay. And I think that Nikki did deserve to go. Her performance was poor last week and she lost the lip sync. And I think most importantly it was clear that she didn't want to be there anymore. You could see in her eyes she didn't want to be in that competition anymore. So I think it was the right decision that she went. Before we get into it, I feel like one thing that I should address that I think everybody noticed is that the edit was so weird. Pervy Pie's edit was so weird. And throughout this podcast I've been saying we need a mute edit. It's putting us in an uncomfortable position. And at first, I thought they had finally given us what we wanted, a mute edit. Because in the beginning of the episode, we didn't see her. And then suddenly she just appears in the Snatch Game. It's like, okay, she's in the competition. Oh, yeah. Then, runway, she disappears again. We don't see her on the runway. And then she pops up for the critique. And I just thought it was so weird. And I just thought that the edit was so weird. And I'm just kind of thinking, who actually edited this and who approved this? Was this the right edit? I'm so confused right now. I just feel like if there's going to be a mute edit, it has to be all the way mute or not at all. I just think it's a bit discombobulating us seeing her and then not seeing her. I just think it's just very weird. And this episode, we didn't really need to see her this episode. So I'm not really sure even why they included her, the little pieces that they did. But I just thought it was weird. Did anyone else kind of think the Pervy Pie edit was weird this week? Or was it just me? Did you prefer it? Let me know what you think. So obviously Heidi, she won the lip sync last week. And she basically, she's gassing herself up. She's saying like she showed everyone what she's got. And, says the same old stuff that people say when they survive a lip sync. They don't want to be in the bottom again. But she does say if she is ever in the bottom again, that she's going to send people home. Is Heidi good enough to be a lip sync assassin? I think so. I think she is. From what I've seen, she's the best lip syncer in there. And I definitely think she has the ability to send people home back to back because she isn't the strongest competitor. I thought she was. I think her weaknesses outweigh her strengths. And I feel like she probably will be in a position where she's lip syncing and surviving. So I definitely think she definitely could be a lip sync assassin. But what do you guys think? So obviously the girls are discussing the results and somebody asked Britta what she thinks of her being in the bottom. Obviously, she was in the bottom 3. And Britta basically says that she was shook that she was in the bottom 3 that week. And Britta basically says that she was shook that she was in the bottom 3 last week. She said that she thought she did a good performance. And then, of course, she throws Aiden Zane under the bus. Basically says that she doesn't understand how she was in the bottom, but Aiden was in the top and how she escaped again. Now, first statement, I agree with. I didn't think that she had the best performance, but I don't think she should have been bottom 3. I think it should have been Crystal. I think her performance was weaker than Britta's, and I think Britta had a better outfit than Crystal, even though both of their outfits were pretty basic. I do think she was being very petty and high-key jealous of Aiden Zane when she came for her, because Aiden did do a good job in the challenge, and she did a better job than Britta. So last week, I definitely agree with the judges' decisions. Aiden pipes up and defends herself, basically says, I worked to improve on what the judges told me to improve on, and that's why I'm improving, and that Britta didn't. So the only person to blame for being in the bottom is yourself for not following your critiques. Widow pipes up as well, basically defending her, basically saying, no one is to blame for you being in a poor position but yourself, so you need to stop making excuses. And, I definitely co-sign that. I think Britta is being very defensive. Aiden was in the confessional basically saying that, Britta is not as good as she thinks she is. And I think that's definitely true. I think Britta is definitely deluded as well. I initially thought that she was a strong competitor, but at this point in the competition, she is a pretty mediocre drag queen. She has a strong lip sync, but I'm not sure if that's going to be enough to sustain her. So I definitely think she's got an inflated ego. But what do you guys think? Does anyone agree with Britta? Or does anyone kind of feel like she's just in her feelings because she did shit and she's just looking for somebody to blame? After that whole interaction, Aiden Zane's feeling some type of way because she feels like this is like the first week where she's gotten positive critiques, and, you know, Britta's kind of just ruined that moment, overshadowed it, and she's basically saying how she's not going to keep quiet anymore and she's going to start letting people know. And she said most of this in the confessional, so obviously we all know the result, but at that point, I was just thinking, well, finally, we'd love to see you step out of the confessional and actually check people. We'd love to see it. I do live for Aiden's confessionals, but she is a little bit of a confessional gangster. And I would have loved to see her have a full-on argument. I'm not really that tuned in with Untucked. I just don't think that this season is good enough for me to tune into Untucked, to be honest. But if anyone thinks that Untucked is worth tuning into, let me know. But yeah, it's just a lot of confessional gangster shit going on this season, to be honest. So this week again, there was no main challenge. And of course, we all know the main challenge is Snatch Game. So in terms of who was doing who, Britta is doing Jennifer Holliday, a black woman. We know Britta is obsessed with black women, so it's no surprise that she chose a black character. Jada, she chose Cardi B. When she said she was playing Cardi B, I was immediately suspicious because from what I have seen from Jada's performances, she is a very reserved person, so I kind of thought maybe that could be a bit risky. Widow chooses Tina and Ika Turner. I think it was like a double act. I was really confused when she changed costumes halfway, but I'm guessing it was a double act. Widow, she's decent, she can perform, so I didn't really have any worries about her, and the characters seemed very uncomplicated and something that she was comfortable doing. Aiden chose Old Magenta Quinn. Aiden has personality, but not the type of personality that would ever win this show. Anything that Aiden did, we already knew she was going to be in trouble. Pervy Pie, she picks Katharine Hepburn. We don't really see her picking, we just see her pop up in the Snatch Game challenge, but that's who she picked. Heidi picks Leslie Jones. When Rue comes into the workroom to kind of check on what everybody is doing, she basically tells Heidi that she should perhaps maybe do someone with a southern accent to make things easier for herself. And I'm not going to lie, that was very rude. I'm not going to lie, even though I low-key agree, I thought it was risky for Heidi to do somebody who didn't have a southern accent. I think it was rude to be telling somebody you should do this because it's going to be easier for you, basically assuming that they won't be able to do something. And the way that she was like insisting on it as well, I think that was high-key rude, to be honest. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit like with Heidi being Leslie Jones, to be honest, as well. And she decides to stick with Leslie Jones as well. Jan picks Bernadette Uters. I don't know who she is, but Rue basically suggests that she should do Kris Jenner instead because she's done that role a lot and she's familiar with it and she did really well in it in the audition. But Jan says that she's going to stick with this Bernadette lady, and I think that was a big mistake for Jan. I would have loved to see her as Kris Jenner. I think she probably would have had potential to be in the top. With that, I feel like this role, instantly looking at the name, you know it's going to be forgettable. So yeah, I think Jan fumbled the Snatch Game bag by not doing Kris Jenner, in my opinion. And then Crystal chooses Poppy, which is like a robot that's not a robot, which is the person who plays a robot. I've never heard of them before. And Rue is basically saying that she should do something else because it could be a bit risky because nobody's really heard of her before. But Crystal decides to stick with it, but she does get a little bit emotional. Basically says she's feeling insecure because she has been in the bottom a lot, and I can relate to that. But the thing is, you know, if you're not stepping up your game, like, I don't understand where you expect to be, you know. And then Jackie Cox picks Lisa, which is a housewife. We love a good housewife role, so I was looking forward to that because Jackie Cox is a good actor. She usually does decent in the acting challenges. She was a bit flat in the last one, but I was expecting good things for her from this challenge. And then Juji chooses Maria the robot. I thought it was Sophie the robot, but there's a whole other robot called Maria. Did not know about this. But she picks the robot, and Rue is basically again saying, you know, maybe you should pick something else, it's a bit risky. And what I initially thought, I thought it could go either way. I thought it definitely could have been funny. Obviously, the Sophie the robot memes, they're a moment on Twitter and those were funny. So I thought, you know, obviously Gigi's a young queen. I thought maybe she'd tap into that, which I feel like she kind of did in her performance. And I had faith in Gigi as well that she could deliver. But of course, in the back of my head, I was thinking it could be a risk. If it goes bad, it's going to go really bad. But if it's good, it's going to go really good. You know, it's one of those roles. In Snatch Game, they brought in the guest judges, and it was 2 cast members in Mean Girls. So in terms of the good and the bad of Snatch Game, I think the 2 characters that were clearly the best by far were Gigi and Jackie. Like, they were both so good. I feel like I wouldn't be able to decide who I thought should have won the challenge. I think for me, I feel like it was a tie for me, Snatch Game, between Gigi and Jackie. I feel like they should have been joint winners for this challenge. And the bad, I'd say Jada. She did what I expected her to do. She did slightly better. But again, Cardi B, she definitely didn't do justice to Cardi B. She didn't go big enough. She didn't go exaggerated enough. And, you know, she played it very safe. And then we had Aiden. It was just deadpan. It was enough. She resorted to playing an old lady who forgot everything and then brought in drugs and just didn't reference whoever she was playing. We already knew she was in the bottom. Then Crystal, Poppy, it was just unfunny. I thought for sure she was going to be lip syncing. And Britta, at first it looked like she could, like, it would be an average performance she'd sail through, but as it went on, she just kept making these noises and it was just like, bitch, shut up, like, the fuck are you doing? So I didn't think she was going to be lip syncing, but I thought she was going to be in the bottom. So after seeing all of that, I couldn't call who the winner is between Gigi and Jackie. I thought it was going to be too close to call, and I thought maybe it could be a joint win. And for the bottom, I thought the bottom 3 were going to be Poppy, Aiden and Britta, but I thought that the bottom 2, based off that challenge solely, would be Crystal and Aiden. That's who I thought were going to be the bottom 2 lip syncing for their life, based off solely the challenge. Now, after the challenge, Aiden basically says that she's shook and basically she knows that she's done shit, but she's just hoping that somebody else has done shitter than her so she can coast through to the next episode. And I was just thinking, this bitch is not serious. At this point, I was like, okay, Aiden is not serious. You need to go, because from time, you're not even thinking that you are the winner. You are just thinking about coasting, trying to get through to the next episode, and not even thinking, let me elevate my game so I can win. It's time to go. It's time to go, girl, because you're taking the piss at this point. She was not serious. She absolutely was not serious. And then we have our sob story of the week, and it is Widow again. And she basically reveals that she was in an abusive relationship. She got kicked out of her uncle's house for being gay, and she was on the streets and she was just letting people treat her like shit. But now she's had her happy ending and she's happily married with a cat. So yeah, we love to see people come out on the other side of domestic abuse. I think there is a lot of judgment there. A lot of people say, well, you know, well, that couldn't be me. I couldn't allow somebody to do that to me. But obviously it's never as simple as that. It's always nice to hear that somebody has gotten out of that relationship. Also considering how high the statistics are for domestic violence in gay relationships. So yeah, I think that was a nice sob story. But then we also have something which I feel like they tried to make really sad, but it wasn't. It was like they had sad music playing in the background, but it was basically Gigi revealing that she was gender fluid. And I guess gender fluid is very similar to being non-binary. But they had this like background music in the back, and it was just like, this is not a sad story, especially considering a lot of support from his mother from the very beginning. So I'm just like, is this meant to be a sad story? I'm so confused right now. So on the runway, today's theme was Frozen Eleganza. And in terms of the best outfits for me this week, the best outfits were Jan. I really loved her kind of silicone wet look. Again, very creative, very conceptual. Jan always brings it to the runway. She had a better outfit than Gigi this week, dare I say. I feel like Gigi's outfit was a bit basic. Even though Gigi's outfit was still good, I feel like for Gigi, what I expect from Gigi, her outfit was a bit basic this week, to be honest. I have to say it. You know, the material's looking a bit cheap. I have to say well made, but the material looked a bit cheap. Very high shine. And the silhouette, the outfit, I feel like we've kind of seen it before. The high knees with the boots, with the little mini skater look. We've seen it before, Gigi. I was expecting a little bit more Gigi. But yeah. Does anyone else think that Gigi's outfit was a little bit basic this week? Just me. Let me know. My second favourite outfit would be Britta's outfit. I really liked her outfit. It was a cute outfit. And the worst, there's only one person this week. I feel like everybody had succinct outfits this week. There was only one person who took the piss on this runway, and that was Aiden Zane. What the hell was that, darling? It looked like a pedestrian Halloween outfit of somebody tried to be a sexy, abominable snowman, but they got it off eBay and it looks a bit janky. That's what her outfit looked like. And you know what? It's actually one of her better outfits, I think, to be honest, in terms of creativity. But yeah, the standard was lacking, as it usually is. So obviously then we see the deliberations, and the safe queens this week were Heidi, Jada, Jan, and Widow. And from the cameras, you can kind of see that Jan was a little bit disappointed. I think she was hoping she'd be in the top, but her character on Snatch Game was very forgettable. Her outfit was beautiful, but the character was forgettable. And everybody else is either in the tops or the bottoms. Jackie, she got positive critiques. Gigi got positive critiques. Aiden, Michelle reads Aiden's look and her performance. Britta, they all love her look, but they read her performance. And Britta tries to make an excuse, basically says that she's in her head and that's why, you know, she couldn't do well in the challenge. I was just like, this is motherfucking bullshit about in your head. When you're not just gassing yourself up in the confessional, come better with these excuses. I'm gonna need better excuses from these bitches. Crystal, she gets red for her performance, but I feel like I felt it. They went easy on Crystal with the critiques. They critiqued her, but they were very, very nice about it. Pervy Pie, she also got positive critiques. Again, she kind of just popped up there. It was so weird. And the winner was Gigi. I'm fine with that. Like I said, it was very close, but I kind of feel like Jackie, it should have been a joint win. And I think maybe if anything, they should have just given it to Jackie because she hasn't won yet. I could tell Jackie was definitely disappointed, and I was quite sad because I could tell that it would have meant so much to her to have been able to win her first challenge and it to be Snatch Game. Yeah. I feel like it should have been a joint win. Well, what do you guys think? Do you think Gigi was the worthy winner, or do you feel like it should have gone to Jackie? Let me know what you think. And then obviously bottom three, as I predicted, Britta, Crystal, and Aiden. But what I was surprised about is that they saved, because I feel like Britta did... Okay, actually, Britta and Crystal probably did about the same. But Britta's outfit was better than Crystal's outfit. Overall, taking everything into account, I would have put Crystal in the bottom. But what do you guys think? Do you think Britta deserved to be in the bottom, or do you think it should have been Crystal? Let me know what you think. I think Crystal should have been in the bottom, but I think it was very slim. It's not like Britta did miles better than her. I was here for Britta being in the bottom because obviously that gave us Britta versus Aiden. They're basically arch nemesis in this drag race, and now they're lip syncing against each other. The drama, I was here for it. So going into this lip sync, I pretty much knew Britta was going to beat her. We've all seen what Aiden is working with. It was going to be a miracle for Aiden to win, but imagine if Aiden did win. Do you know how funny that would have been? How embarrassing that would have been for Britta to have been beaten by Aiden. That would have been an iconic TV moment. But obviously, as we saw, Britta does it again. She's a very strong lip syncer. Slow songs are her strong point. Aiden, she isn't a strong lip syncer. Even on a slow song, she couldn't do it. She gave something. She gave more than I thought she was going to give. But it was very average, lackluster, her performance. But I've got to give it to Aiden. At least she did try, but it just was not good enough. After seeing that lip sync, I'm really not sure how she actually got on the show, to be honest. Because, wow. Wow, she must know one of the producers, because I don't know how she got onto that show. The quality that she has given us these past 6 episodes have been very questionable. But what I will say is that these past 6 episodes, she has been the entertainment for the show. I think maybe that's what it was, the entertainment, the personality. I think she probably is one of the queens with the most personality. And even though I think it was her right time to go, I am going to miss Aiden Zane, to be honest. I'm going to miss her delusions. I'm going to miss her talking shit in the confessional. You know, she wasn't the greatest technical queen, but she gave us entertainment. We can't deny that. You know, I do think she definitely needs to have some training though, definitely. They did put a lot of effort into this lip sync this week though. Obviously they were singing Let It Go, they were singing Frozen, Let It Go. They had fake snow in there. Okay, they're upping the budget a little bit, okay. Of course, when Aiden leaves, before she goes, she's like, you know, people are saying that I was the quiet bitch. I was the quiet bitch or quiet queen. I don't know what one she said. But I'm not going to be quiet anymore. And when she said that, I thought she was going to start cussing bitches out. I was like, okay, go ahead, Aiden. Say what you need to say. Get it off your chest. And then she just starts screaming. And I was like, okay, this is classic Aiden. But yeah, was anyone else expecting her to like start like calling bitches out? Or was that just me? But yeah, you know, she provided something. Farewell, Aiden. Wishing you the best of luck. Next week, we have a kind of musical challenge. I guess we'll get to see who can sing, who can't, who we can't be expecting a hot track from once the season finishes. You know, there's always quite a few queens that start like putting out music, you know. So let's see what the hashtag is saying. On Twitter, people are saying that Gigi is the winner of Drag Race. And I feel like she probably is going to be the winner. I think there is other competitors though to look out for, namely Jackie Cox. I feel like Jackie Cox is probably her main competition, to be honest. Namely Jackie Cox, maybe Jan could come up. So I think she's definitely the one to beat, but I'm not really sure if I can say that she is going to be the winner just yet. Maybe in an episode or 2. People are glad that Aiden and Britta were in the bottom. People have noticed that Pervy Pie was not in the runway. People are standing when Gigi said, I understand your concern, but I do not have the same concern. That is a line. That is a line. That's what Heidi should have said to Ru. People are here for Gigi's snatch game. People are basically making fun of the fact that Aiden said she had to slay this lip sync, but gave us a very lackluster performance. And they put the Summer Walker meme in that, you know, the one where she's standing really awkwardly. Yeah, I don't know what that lip sync was, honey. People are saying that Britta has a big lip syncing mouth. She does, you know. She does. Some people are wondering when All Stars is going to start. I don't know whether that means that people are getting bored of this season. Is anyone getting bored of this season? People are saying that Jackie Cox is the winner of season 12. People are loving Aaron Samuels, the guest judge. People are joking that Britta is always trying to find a way to blame Aiden for her bad performances. People are joking about how the editor edited off Pervy Pie from the runway. People are saying that they're having deja vu with Gigi with Aquaria. People are saying that they had to remind themselves not to laugh at Sherry Pie at the Snatch Game. I think she did a decent performance in the Snatch Game, but I didn't think it was that funny. People are standing the fashion for this season. People are getting annoyed with the fact that Britta keeps saying that she's from New York. And that's pretty much the tone of Twitter right now. Let me know what you thought of this episode. Let me know what you thought of this review. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you have, don't forget to press that notification bell so you know when the next podcast is dropping. Till next time, guys. Bye.